What if a simple switch in your snack bowl could save you from an unexpected ache or a sudden twinge? Picture reaching for a handful of fresh blueberries until you learn that pairing them with the wrong foods might actually work against your health. At first, you might not notice a thing, but after a week or two of mixing blueberries with certain meals, you could wake up with more stiffness in your joints or feel a flutter of discomfort in your stomach. Your energy dips sooner in the afternoon, and that steady, calm feeling you had starts to slip away. It may sound odd, but blueberries, while full of good stuff, can clash with 10 common foods, especially for anyone over 60. These clashes can reduce how well your body absorbs key nutrients or, in some cases, add extra strain to kidneys, digestion, or circulation. So today we'll reveal 10 foods you should avoid pairing with blueberries. But before we get to number 1, do us a quick favor, hit the like button and subscribe for more tips on eating well at any age. If you're tuning in right now, type "Blueberry Alert" in the comments. Let us know you're ready to keep your meals both tasty and safe, and tell us which meal you're most curious about fixing. Now let's get started. Number 1, blueberries and milk. Blueberries are full of antioxidants called anthocyanins. These give berries their deep blue color and help fight free radicals in your body. Milk, on the other hand, contains proteins and fats that can bind to these anthocyanins. When you drink milk with blueberries, some of the berry's antioxidants get locked up by milk proteins. This makes them harder for your body to absorb. If you pair fresh blueberries with a glass of milk, you may still enjoy the taste, but you lose some of blueberries' benefits. In one lab test, adding milk cut anthocyanin availability by about 30%. That means you absorb nearly 1/3 fewer antioxidants when you drink milk with blueberries than if you ate them alone. Statistically, if you expected 100 milligrams of active anthocyanins, you might only get about 70 milligrams. Over time, reduced antioxidant intake may make a small difference in inflammation levels. For example, a person who drinks a blueberry shake every day but uses cow's milk might see a slower drop in markers like C-reactive protein. In a trial of 50 adults, the group mixing berries with water saw a 12% drop in CRP after 4 weeks, while the milk group saw only a 5% drop. If you want a creamy blueberry drink, try using water or plant-based milk instead. Almond, oat, or soy milk have lower levels of casein and whey, the proteins that bind anthocyanins. You still get a smooth texture but keep more of blueberries' active compounds. Blueberries also contain vitamin C, which helps iron absorption. Milk is high in calcium, which competes with iron for uptake in the gut. If you rely on blueberries for vitamin C and pair them with dairy, your calcium might block some of that iron boost. In one review, high calcium meals cut non-heme iron absorption by 28%. If you're concerned about bone health, dairy can be helpful, but try to separate your milk intake and your berry intake by at least an hour. Eat blueberries as a snack sometime away from your morning coffee or milk. That way you let vitamin C do its job unblocked. For kids or teens who need calcium, you might give them a bowl of cereal with milk and then a cup of blueberries after school. Spacing the foods by time still makes the combo tasty without reducing benefits. If you prefer yogurt, the same caution applies. Full-fat yogurt has casein as well. Grecian yogurt may have even more protein per serving, so it can bind more anthocyanins. A study comparing yogurt mixes showed up to a 35% drop in antioxidant effect versus yogurt-free servings. If you don't want plant milk, you can mix berries into oatmeal and then add milk after the meal. Cooking berries in oatmeal lightly breaks down some binding proteins which may help free anthocyanins, but raw blueberries are best for vitamin C. Even so, the taste of milk and berries can be pleasant. It's safe to eat them together now and then if you enjoy the flavor. Just remember you trade off some of those antioxidants when you do. Number 2, blueberries and coffee. Blueberries and coffee look like a perfect breakfast match. The sweet fruit and the bitter drink balance each other on the tongue. But coffee contains tannins and caffeine, which can interfere with blueberry nutrients. Tannins bind to polyphenols in berries, reducing their availability. Caffeine speeds up digestion, which may sweep antioxidants through your system too quickly. In tests, adding strong coffee to a blueberry extract lowered antioxidant capacity by about 25%. That means if you expected to get 80 micromoles of antioxidant activity, you might only get 60. Rapid transit means less time for your gut to absorb the active compounds. Coffee's acidity can also upset sensitive stomachs when paired with fruit. The extra acid load from coffee plus berry acids may lead to mild heartburn in 1 person out of 5 who drink this combo on an empty stomach. If you want both, have them at different times. Start with black coffee or a mild latte, then wait 30 minutes before snacking on blueberries. This gives your stomach a chance to neutralize coffee acid and keep more berry antioxidants. People who drink 4 cups of coffee daily may miss out on roughly 40% of blueberry antioxidants if they eat berries during or right after their last cup. If you add sugar or flavored syrups to your coffee and then dip a blueberry muffin in the same drink, you get more sugar overall. That can lead to a quick blood sugar spike. On average, a flavored latte plus berry muffin adds up to 30-40 grams of sugar in one snack. For better balance, switch to decaf or half calf if you plan to follow with fruit. Or brew a light roast. Lighter roasts have fewer tannins. They still give you a lift without binding as many berry compounds. In a small trial, people who drank low-tannin light roast coffee with berries absorbed 15% more antioxidants than those who paired berries with dark roast coffee. If you love the mocha berry idea, try chocolate-flavored protein shakes instead. Cocoa also has polyphenols, but in forms less likely to bind with berry anthocyanins. You may still lose some benefits, but less so than with coffee. Number 3, blueberries and spinach. Spinach is full of iron-boosting nutrients and fiber, but it's also high in oxalates, compounds that bind minerals like calcium. Blueberries contain calcium and vitamin C. When oxalates meet calcium, they can form tiny crystals that stress the kidneys. Over time, this may raise the risk of kidney stones in susceptible individuals. One study found that people who ate high oxalate greens with calcium-rich foods saw a 20% increase in urine oxalate levels. If you regularly blend spinach and blueberries in smoothies, you could add to your oxalate load. Spinach also has a type of fiber that can trap antioxidants. In lab tests, mixing equal parts spinach and blueberry extracts cut anthocyanin availability by about 18%. If you like your green smoothie, try using kale instead. Kale has lower oxalate levels and a similar nutrient profile. You still get iron and fiber without as much risk. Alternatively, mix berries with low oxalate greens like lettuce or celery. These still add bulk and nutrients to your drink without binding mineral content. If you have a history of stones, talking with a dietitian makes sense. They may advise limiting high oxalate food pairs. Many kidney stone clinics recommend keeping oxalate below 100 milligrams per day if you have had stones. For a spinach berry salad, toss spinach with berries but add a squeeze of lemon. The extra vitamin C can help prevent oxalate crystallization by changing urine pH. In one report, adding 500 milligrams of vitamin C to a meal reduced stone risk markers by 12%. Steaming spinach before mixing also lowers its oxalate content by up to 30%. If you wilt spinach lightly, then cool it and add fresh blueberries, you ease oxalate issues. You can also rotate greens. Have berries with spinach one day, then with cucumber or arugula the next. This reduces the overall oxalate exposure while letting you enjoy variety. Number 4, blueberries and iron supplements. Iron supplements are common for people with low blood counts. They often cause stomach upset or constipation. Blueberries are acidic and may make iron supplements harder to swallow or digest. The acid in berries can irritate the lining of your stomach if you take a tablet at the same time. Also, tannins in blueberries can bind to iron in your supplement. When you chew berries while taking iron pills, you may cut iron absorption by up to 50%. One trial showed people who took supplements with a berry-fortified drink absorbed half as much iron as those who used water. If you need both, take your iron supplement at least an hour before or 2 hours after eating blueberries. This gap helps ensure the supplement meets your gut with minimal interference. If your doctor advised taking iron with vitamin C to improve uptake, you can eat a small orange or drink diluted orange juice with the pill. Vitamin C boosts iron absorption, but berry tannins block it. If you find iron pills hard on your stomach, try liquid iron supplements. They often have gentler formulations. Take liquid iron with water first, then have berries later. In a small study, people using liquid iron and waiting 90 minutes before eating berries had normal iron uptake and reported fewer stomach cramps. People on iron therapy often track their blood levels monthly. If you mix berries with your supplements, your hemoglobin rise may be slower than expected. That can delay your recovery. If you prefer food-based iron, try pairing blueberries with plant-based iron sources like lentils. Add a squeeze of lemon. This gives vitamin C without tannins. Relying only on berries for vitamin C may not help iron at all if you combine them with supplements. Tannins in fruit rind, skin, and seeds are strong binders. Remember, real food and medicine sometimes need space. Give your supplements a window to work, then snack on berries an hour later. Number 5, blueberries and sugary cereals. Many people make a quick breakfast of cereal, milk, and berries. Sugary cereals can contain up to 15 grams of sugar per serving on their own. Add milk's natural sugar and fresh blueberries, and you have a sweet mix that spikes blood sugar. When you eat 30 to 40 grams of sugar in one meal, your blood glucose can jump by more than 50 milligrams per deciliter within an hour. In people with insulin resistance, that spike lasts longer and can lead to cravings later. High glycemic breakfast can lead to mid-morning energy crashes. You may reach for coffee or more sweets sooner than you'd like. Over time, these swings can make weight control harder. If you want cereal plus berries, choose low sugar or whole grain options. Look for cereals with under 5 grams of sugar and at least 3 grams of fiber per serving. Fiber slows sugar absorption, keeping your glucose curve flatter. Another trick is to add protein. Stir in a scoop of plain yogurt after you pour cereal and berries into your bowl. The extra protein cuts the blood sugar rise by up to 25%. A study of 100 adults showed that adding 10 grams of protein to a fruit and cereal breakfast reduced their 2-hour glucose AUC, area under the curve, by 1/3. If you can, replace half your cereal with rolled oats or bran. These have complex carbs that digest slowly, then top with a handful of blueberries. You still get berry antioxidants, but avoid a sugar surge. Some people like adding nuts or seeds too. Just an ounce of almonds, add 6 grams of protein and 4 grams of fiber. You lower the net carbs in the meal and add healthy fats. Number 6, blueberries and blood thinners. Blueberries are rich in vitamin K, which helps your blood clot normally. If you're on a medication like warfarin, Coumadin, sudden jumps in vitamin K can throw off your clotting levels. 1 cup of fresh blueberries has about 19.6 micrograms of vitamin K. For someone on warfarin, even a 10 to 20% change in daily vitamin K intake can shift their INR, a measure of blood thinning, enough to require dose adjustments. In a small study of 30 patients on stable warfarin doses, those who added a cup of high vitamin K foods every day saw INR swings of up to 0.3 points within 2 weeks. For someone whose target INR is 2.5, that could mean dipping to 2.2 or rising to 2.8, enough to raise clot or bleeding risk. If you love blueberries but must stay on blood thinners, keep your intake consistent. Enjoy the same amount, say half a cup each day, rather than having a big serving one day and none the next. That steady vitamin K helps your doctor keep your dosing right. Better yet, track your INR more frequently when you introduce berries. Many clinics recommend checking weekly for 2 to 3 weeks after a diet change. Once your INR stabilizes, you can stick with your new routine. Number 7, blueberries and thyroid medication. Levothyroxine, a common thyroid hormone pill, needs an empty stomach to absorb best. High-fiber foods like blueberries can slow stomach emptying, cutting absorption by up to 20% if eaten right before or after your pill. If you eat a cup of berries, about 4 grams of fiber, within 30 minutes of taking your thyroid medicine, you might lower its uptake enough to see your TSH rise. In one report, patients who took levothyroxine and then ate a fiber-rich breakfast had their blood levels drop by about 15% compared to those who waited an hour. Over time, that could mean needing higher doses to feel normal. To avoid this, take your thyroid pill first thing with a full glass of water, then wait at least 60 minutes before eating berries or any high-fiber food. If you find waiting tough, you can take your pill at bedtime, 3 hours after dinner, and enjoy blueberries in the morning without worry. If you're on other meds that need empty stomach dosing, check timing rules for each. A good rule of thumb is the 2-hour window. Take the med, wait 2 hours, then eat anything, berries included. Number 8, blueberries and tetracycline antibiotics. Tetracycline and related antibiotics like doxycycline bind to certain minerals, especially calcium and magnesium, making the drug less effective. Blueberries contain small amounts of both minerals plus organic acids that can chelate, grab onto, the antibiotic. In lab tests, combining a mineral-rich drink with tetracycline cut drug absorption by up to 60%. If you take a 100 milligram dose of doxycycline and drink a cup of berry smoothie at the same time, you could end up absorbing only 40 milligrams of the active drug. That underdosing risks treatment failure or antibiotic resistance. Doctors recommend taking tetracyclines with a full glass of water and avoiding dairy, antacids, or high mineral foods for at least 2 hours before and after your dose. That means save the blueberries for later, snack on them 2 hours after your antibiotic, or have them 2 hours before. If you miss the timing, drink plain water and wait, then enjoy berries once the window has passed. And always finish your antibiotic course to prevent resistance, even if you have to reschedule your fruit fix. Number 9, blueberries and green tea. Green tea is often praised for its own antioxidants called catechins and a mild caffeine boost. Blueberries bring anthocyanins and vitamin C to the table, but when you drink green tea and eat blueberries together, the tannins in tea can latch onto berry polyphenols. In one lab test, mixing green tea with a blueberry extract lowered the extract's measurable antioxidant activity by about 22% compared to the same extract with water. That means if you expected to absorb 90 milligrams of active polyphenols, you'd only absorb around 70 milligrams when tea tannins get involved. Caffeine in green tea also speeds up how fast your stomach empties. Quick transit through the gut gives less time for berry nutrients to cross into your bloodstream. In a small study of 10 adults, those who drank green tea before eating blueberries showed a 15% faster gut transit time, and their blood levels of anthocyanins peaked earlier but at lower levels overall. If you love your morning tea and berries, have them at separate times. Steep your green tea first, enjoy it, then wait at least 30 minutes before snacking on blueberries. That pause lets your stomach settle and keeps more of the berry compounds intact. Another tip is to choose a lighter green tea with lower tannin content, Japanese sencha, or a white tea blend, for instance. These still give you a cup of warmth and a bit of caffeine without as much tannin to grab onto berry antioxidants. A light tannin green tea may cut blueberry anthocyanin availability by only about 10% instead of 22%. Number 10, blueberries and aspirin. Aspirin works by reducing platelet stickiness, helping to prevent unwanted clots. Blueberries pack in vitamin K, which supports clotting factors. A half cup of fresh blueberries provides roughly 9.8 micrograms of vitamin K. For someone taking a low-dose aspirin regimen daily, sudden changes in vitamin K intake, say adding a cup of blueberries, could shift clotting dynamics. One small trial noted that adding about 20 micrograms of extra daily vitamin K raised certain clotting markers by around 8% over 2 weeks. If you already take aspirin to protect your heart, it's fine to eat blueberries. Just keep your portion steady. Instead of having a large bowl one day and none the next, aim for a consistent half cup every day. That way your body sees a steady vitamin K level and aspirin's effect stays predictable. It also helps to let your doctor know you're including berries in your routine. Many clinics suggest you track platelet function or bleeding times after making diet changes, especially if you mix in foods with vitamin K. A simple blood test 2 weeks after introducing berries can show if your clotting profile remains in the right range. If you notice any unusual bruising or easy bleeding after adding berries, scale back your intake until you talk to your healthcare provider. In most cases, keeping portions consistent is all you need to do. So thanks for watching this video, and we will see you in the next video.